Kay Greaves couldn't believe her eyes.
Cyclone just hit. Trees gone everywhere. Hell.
Retreating as her Bushland Beach backyard was belted by ferocious winds.
Tornado, whatever it was, just came straight through, and I was standing there in shock, watching it. And then I thought, I think I better get back in the house.
The wild weather touching down at 9:30 a.m, hard and fast, carving a narrow path through the beachside suburb within a few minutes.
It was a roar. These shade sails were just like a tissue flapping around. And the water that was spraying off them was unreal.
Across the road, Rick Borman's front yard bore the brunt.
You could just see the trees basically looking like they're being ripped apart. It was just so fierce.
Leaving nearby Livistonia Close looking like a disaster zone.
I was like, Imogen, come here, we've got a bit of a problem.
So we looked out the window and I'm like, oh, where's the trampoline?
Finding it at the end of their street, wrapped around a power pole.
It was swirling everywhere.
This afternoon it was Townsville's turn, where 67 millimetres fell in an hour, swamping suburban streets and leaving at least one driver stranded.
When we start to see these rainfall rates coming through over such a short period of time, it really is life-threatening and a very serious situation to keep across over the next couple of days.
On the other side of the Cape in Corumba, the clean-up has begun. The true toll of Imogen's impact clear from the air over Normanton as crews assessed the damage. Right across North Queensland, major rivers are raging and still rising. The Gilbert now in all its glory, the Burdekin breaking its banks too. At Charters Towers, Terry Pedrozzini now needs a boat to get into town. The result of more heavy falls overnight that dumped 275 millimetres at Flying Fish Point near Innisfail. Overnight, more than 120 millimetres fell around Ingham, causing some localised flooding, but residents aren't worried just yet. It's if those big downpours hit the catchment that they get concerned, and so far, that hasn't happened. Still, some locals have been stocking up, essentials stripped from supermarket shelves.
We get this all the time. You know, like every year we get this. We get 10 inches tonight, 10 inches tomorrow night. It's just normal of what happens in North Queensland.
Something the Herbert River crushers know too well.
A lot of water, eh?
Their fields still visible for now.
Oh, I'll be over my head here. Yeah, in a good flood, yeah. So hopefully it doesn't get that high.
Tonight we're at Applin's Weir and it is absolutely pumping after today's deluge. This is the Ross River and upstream is Townsville's main dam. It's currently at 53% capacity and you can see all of the debris that's been washed through from all of those connecting waterways by this afternoon's downpour. Across Townsville, the SES received 62 calls for help. Most of those were for leaking roofs and for minor flooding, but 23 of those jobs are still outstanding tonight. We understand that the SES will work around the clock to try and get those jobs finished. As for other parts of the North Queensland coast, just north of here, 2 hours north in Halifax, that small town has once again been cut off. Swiftwater crews were able to get in before it was isolated, though. They're in place, ready if needed, but so far they haven't been needed, thankfully, which is good news tonight.
That is good news. Thanks so much, Mac Lyon. Now to Tony Auden. And Tony, it's not just the tropics. Storm warnings are current for the southeast this evening.
Yes, Katrina, storms started inland, but they have been slowly pushing towards the coast all day. As we check the radar, most of that activity north of Brisbane early this afternoon. That's now pushing up towards the Sunshine Coast hinterland. A separate line is building on the southern ranges and slowly pushing towards the Gold Coast. Warnings are current in these yellow areas here with damaging winds and heavy rainfall a chance. Then tomorrow it picks up even further with widespread storms taking off inland. Again, they will slowly push towards coastal areas later in the day.